Hey, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy Q, and we actually had ourselves a tie for the last LAN qualification spot in South America. This past weekend was actually the regional finals for South America. We watched it over here on the channel. Matches were absolutely banging, and your boy got access to the clean feed. I think it was like after 2 matches or something like that, so we could absolutely turn up with some English coverage. If you want to see how all those games broke down, I'll make sure I have that stream linked over at the end of the video, or also make sure I got a little tag right up here in that top right hand corner for you. All right. But also over the weekend, we did see Gnaske back on his villain arc once again, but this time pushing things admittedly probably a little bit too far, talking about the region's performance, which is definitely weird, seeing as how when we look at playoff points right now, as they sit in ALGS currently, there are 3 teams above the Pioneers, and that's over half the region's representation at LAN. So even be insinuating that there shouldn't be a region might be overstepping things just a little bit. But let's go ahead and break things down as far as the South American regional finals real quick, then get right back into that drama with Gnaske. And if it's your first time through over here on the channel, what up? I do almost daily esports coverage over here. We cover a little bit of every region as well. News, updates, power rankings, interviews, you name it. So if you're looking for a good place to stay up to date when it comes to all regions ALGS, make sure you slap that subscribe button and turn those notifications on. But we actually talked about last week the chances of Team Singularity, the team TSM essentially of South America, not qualifying for playoffs if they did not win the regional finals. So with a 7th place finish, Team Singularity will officially be missing out on LAN this split after finishing 11th in the grand finals of LAN for split number 1. It was actually fellas who were able to walk away with the dub, who we had actually discussed in our video last week for South America, right? One of the 3 teams that we had considered to be in the running for those last 2 spots left, essentially since Gosu, ATH, and the free agent players previously known as Godfire all essentially had locked up their spot for tickets heading into LAN, right? So this means it would come down to Leave No Witness and NorCal Esports for that 5th and final spot. And heading into regional finals, Leave No Witness actually had a 3-point lead, and it looked like NorCal Esports would actually finish 4 spots ahead of Leave No Witness once fellas won their match point. But only one problem here, you see. They would actually tie with Kick Esports in points, and since Kick Esports had won a game, NorCal Esports would actually only finish 3 spots ahead of Leave No Witness. That would give us our tie. So when we talk about tiebreaker for regular season rankings, as you'll be able to see here, since both teams had the same amount of placement points, those are the points that you earn based off of your positioning for like a single session, right? It would go to total match score. So it's the combination of KP and the game placement points that a team earns across all days played. So with Leave No Witness being a rather heavy frag team, they would actually have the 3rd highest score as a team with 366 compared to the 312 from NorCal Esports. So it's going to be Leave No Witness once again punching their ticket to LAN in that 5th and final spot. We actually got to talk with John over here, their CEO, not too long ago. Gave us a lot of insight on kind of what they got going on over there, a new roster this split, still making LAN even after all the crazy like roster shakeups with the retirement of Elysium and everything too. Super excited for them. They'll be joining fellas, Gosu, ATH, and the free agent players previously known as Godfire, going to London here in just a few months for playoffs. And in London, they're going to be crossing the paths with KCP, and things should be really interesting, especially after Gnaske's apparent shot at the region, like we talked about at the top of things here. And look, like if you catch yourself wondering why people would allow like what seemed to be such troll comments to garner so much attention, I definitely recommend checking out my interviews with both Pocus and John from Leave No Witness, where we talk about some of the extra challenges that the pros from the region do have to overcome and why the region truly is passionate about its teams. And I think it's important to note also that numbers speak for themselves, right? We saw multiple teams from the region place in top 30 when it came to London last split. 80% of the South American teams, in fact. The only regions that can boast numbers that are that high or higher are going to be North America and APAC South. Asking the Pioneers did qualify for LAN before even heading into regional finals this coming weekend, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit more shenanigans coming in from this point later on in the week. But I'm kind of curious, YouTube, do you think that this crosses the line of what should be considered acceptable or unacceptable for competitive banter, right? Because it definitely seems to be a hot topic whenever anyone in any esports really makes a generalized statement about a particular region. But I am kind of curious on your thoughts. Definitely feel free to let me know. Feel free to drop it like it's hot down in those comments below, or just use those comments down below to tap in with your boy, all right? Because remember, those comments, along with those likes that y'all are about to light up down there in that bottom right-hand corner, those are the two things that help your boy out the most when it comes to getting my content in front of more people. And we're now chasing down that 250 sub mark since y'all have been absolutely crushing it over here lately. I appreciate all the feedback. Don't forget to tell somebody, to tell somebody, to tell somebody about it. All right, until we do catch y'all back over here for the next video or the next watch party, man. Don't forget, with everything crazy going on in the world today, be true, be you, be sincere, game hard and love hard. All right, y'all. It's your boy Q, signing out.
If you ain't show something, you just don't wanna be. You wanna be me, but you will never be.